done without that. The oceans bordering North America play host to a whole different set of species. Many of these birds make their living on or around the saltwater, and can be a major draw for ecotourists and birders alike. One of the prime locations to see birds out in the ocean is the Pacific Northwest, especially Oregon. On a trip to Oregon, we made a stop at a location that we hoped would give us our first looks ever at a particular species of sea-dwelling bird. Hey everyone, this is Ryan from Badgerland Birding. I am here with Derek and our family from Oregon, and then also Eric is here, the seabird expert, and we are going to go out on this breakwall and we're going to try and find some seabirds and especially Rhinoceros Auklets. So this should be really fun. Hopefully we can get these birds. I don't know if they're going to be close at all, but it'd be nice if they were. Joining us on our quest were our friends the Burden family from Oregon and Wisconsin native Eric Conkle, who was stationed along the coast to take murrelet counts. This was fortunate for us because he happened to know one of the best spots to see the auklets we were searching for. According to him, our odds of seeing them were quite good.
Alright, we met up with Eric and he said he actually already spotted some auklets out there, so we're excited to see one of them and hopefully get a close-up look. It's super windy out here. We're out on the jetties and hopefully we get some close-up views, so excited to see what we can find. So are we 100% guarantee at this point to see one, you think?
Pretty much.
Wow,
okay. Yeah.
100%.
I need more of that birding, the 100% guarantee.
I love 100% guarantees. Hopefully that's proven right. While it would be possible to see the auklets from the parking lot, the best spot was at the end of the breakwall. We started the journey out on the boulders, jumping over crevices and battling through the gale-forced winds. Another thing to contend with was a horn that would blast our eardrums, and only got louder the closer we got to the end of the rock wall. As we walked, Eric periodically spotted auklets too fast moving, or too far out for us to get quality views of. We did, however, have our first exciting find halfway out on the jetty, where we spotted some Black Turnstones, a species that was a life bird for both of us. Just got Black Turnstone, which is a great bird for this time of year, and then we finally got the Heermann gulls way out there as well. So this place has some really good potential to get even more species like this, so we're gonna keep going and see what we can find. As their name would suggest, in breeding plumage, Black Turnstones are brown and black on the back, wings, and head. They have a pure white underside with a dark colored chest and a white patch on their face near the base of their bill. In non-breeding plumage, Black Turnstones are more of a chocolate brown color, but still have a white underside. These chunky shorebirds summer along the shores of Alaska. In winter, they can be found all along the Pacific coast, from southern Alaska all the way to Mexico. These shorebirds are very active feeders. They will flip over rocks, run into sedges and piles of seaweed to uncover food, and even prize shellfish off of rocks. Overall, their diet consists of many different types of invertebrates that can be found along the ocean. Black Turnstones are fairly common in their normal range, and can be seen on rocks along shorelines, on jetties, and even on sandy beaches. They will also show up from time to time along lakes and other bodies of water where food is abundant.
So we've just been rock jumping out here, going from boulder to boulder, and then Eric spotted that nice Black Turnstone. There was another shorebird in there that we're going to try to get a closer look at. That would probably be new for us, and then there's some sleeping Heermann gulls. So it's been productive so far. The auklets are around, but we haven't gotten super great views, so we're waiting for that. But it's definitely been worth it to climb the rocks and brave the wind to see some new birds.
After tracking down the mystery shorebird, it turned out to be a surfbird, a species that we were extremely excited to see.
Surfbird is super cool and one we weren't really expecting to see, but beautiful mottled plumage and a little bigger than the Black Turnstones, but it's pretty much just chilling by itself.
Surfbirds are plump shorebirds with a stubby bill and yellow legs. In breeding plumage, they are gray with a white underside, and different colors mottled and speckled in, making them look very similar to the rocks in which they spend most of their time on. The species is aptly named, often seen on jetties and other structures right up against the ocean, much of the time in places where the waves crash right over the rocks. They are typically found along the Pacific coasts of North and South America in winter, and move north to Alaska and the more northwestern parts of Canada to breed in summer. making this individual something of a rare find. After spending some time looking at the shorebirds, we turned our attention to the unique-looking Heermann's gulls loafing on the rocks.
Stopped to check out the Heermann's gulls, and we have nice views. We're able to appreciate them looking at that bright red bill. I like things where it's like, yeah, it's definitely... There's also this horn over here. Definitely nothing else. It can only be a Heermann's gull.
Heermann's gulls are fairly unique looking in terms of North American gulls. Breeding adults have gray wings, a dusky gray underside, and a clean white head. Possibly one of their most noticeable features is their bright red bill with a black tip. Non-breeding adults look very similar to breeding adults, but with dark smudging on the face. These gulls can be found all the way from the west coast of Mexico to the west coast of southern Canada. They vary in abundance based on the time of year. Heermann's gulls are very opportunistic feeders and will eat a wide variety of different food items. On the menu are fish, insects, aquatic invertebrates, eggs of other birds, and carrion. These gulls will actively hunt for fish and other creatures by diving in the water or by scouring shorelines. They will also steal food from other seagoing birds, including terns, other gulls, and even pelicans. Eventually, we made it to the edge of the jetty where we could see out into the Pacific Ocean. Here, many different species went by, including pigeon guillemots, common mures, and pelagic cormorants. A few of these species even came close enough to give us good looks, but the Rhinoceros Auklets remained elusive.
So it's pretty windy out here, and it's been a while since there's been like an auklet sighted, and this horn keeps blasting like every minute, or maybe even more frequently than that. But kind of waiting to like see one where we can actually like see the ID features, because it's been like, that's more than every minute. It's been like one will be pointed out and you'll see it flying, but it'll be like, you know, I can't tell for sure that was an auklet, so it's kind of a waiting game, but the conditions are a little rough with the horn and the wind and all that.
After what felt like an eternity of looking out over the open water, Eric, our resident seabird spotter, noticed some auklets close enough to actually get some videos of. We got rhino auklets.
Finally.
Could have done without that. Rhinoceros auklets are closely related to puffins, and in the past have actually been labeled as such. They can be found off the western coast of the United States, as well as the eastern coast of Asia. They are dark brown to black looking in color, and have an orange bill with a namesake horn-like accessory. There is some debate about what the purpose of this horn is, but it's hypothesized that it may be used for communication, as it actually has a fluorescent shine to creatures that can see ultraviolet light. While the views of these quick-moving birds still weren't the best, they were still good enough to see the ID features, allowing us to count them on our life lists.
Alright, based on the shape and size and the images we've been able to get, we have confirmed we've seen some Rhinoceros auklets. We've seen a couple more flying through, so we've been finding some more. And we also saw a gull trying to eat one of the black turnstones, but it got away. So that provided some wild images. We got through Rhinoceros auklets. Hopefully we can get some closer views, but I feel like kind of the views we had, that's what you get from shore. Like if you're doing a pelagic, you can get closer, but I feel like that's about as good as we can do.
We went back the same way we came, over rocks and through the wind, happily leaving behind the horn still blasting over the water. The West Coast is a fascinating place to go birding, with a vast ocean of possible species to encounter and captivating scenery. We enjoyed our time traversing the jetty to find a goofy puffin-like bird at home on the open water of the Pacific. We will have to return again someday and see if we can get even better views of these birds, but for now, we're happy with the new species we saw and the brief looks we were able to get. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.